He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The give to the back. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. All right, guys, let's think a little bit about big picture TCU. When you break into the top 5 halfway through the season, been flying under the radar, and that is no longer an option. You want to see if this team can stay focused with all the attention they're getting.
And that's what's pretty cool about their season. Like, they're starting to get respect. They've started to earn that. I think we just got to realize, Palmer, halfway through the season, you don't get any trophies. That doesn't exist.
You just got to keep doing what you're doing, right? It's been working to get to this point, to get that number beside your name, to get everybody's attention. Now's not the time to freeze up and start getting nervous because you've got the spotlight on you. You've got to keep playing the game the way you've been doing it the first half of the season.
And they can't make the play on 3rd down.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
Will not get there. A 4th down stop. So the BYU Cougars offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And they are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback and this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful, they wreck games. They individually take over because of their greatness. It's focal point 1, 2, and 3, Jesse.
They're physical and athletic, and that's the thing that's so dynamic about this position group, right? They stop the run, they get after your quarterback. Tremendous challenge for this offensive line to try and match that physicality. We'll see if they can get it done.
Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. 1st down. Dropping back, it's Patterson. Makes the grab on the left. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Man, this quarterback's been in a nice rhythm all drive, hasn't he? He's just playing on time. He's making good decisions. He's now got the offense at 1st and goal. I'd let him throw it down here.
Touchdown, BYU! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 10, here he comes. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision.
Underneath toaster coverage, got it deep downfield. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, TCU!
And that's a great throw and catch, but you got to give the offensive line a lot of credit for pass protection because that was a slow developing play. Did you see him line up all the way to the left? He caught that thing across the field way down. So quarterback needed time. He had to be able to survey the defense, step up, and throw a strike. The O-line getting it done in pass pro for that TD.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Booth. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Dropping back, it's Patterson. Throws to the wideout. He makes a catch. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup.
I know we're a long way up here in the booth, but guys, y'all remember that ball you could throw that whistled? That thing was whistling. It had so many RPMs on it.
Looking downfield on first down. Makes the catch. It's Nakua. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Cougars in a good spot here with second and short. The play action fake. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
The Cougars are at the line trying to move the sticks on third and short. They'll snap it from the gun on third down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. Makes a move. Found a lot of running room before he goes out of bounds, and what a way to build a little momentum. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many playmakers on the perimeter, David. Just find a way to get these guys the ball in space.
And you already started, man. Making that big play, opening up this offense. This quarterback is feeling good about himself. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it right back to him.
Looking for room. It's Palmer. It'll be third and long. Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Got it in the middle, it's Green. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. And the Horned Frogs come to the line with a new set of downs. The give out of the gun. Nice pickup on the ground here, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosion.
And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Horned Frogs!
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. Looking to throw on first down. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked one time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Here's the pressure. Safe completion on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Fields the punt and try to pick up some yards. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Back to throw, it's Russell. Looking to the big tight end. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
you're trying to find the matchup, trying to find who's open. I don't know if anybody was open, but that was not a greatly thrown football. I don't know if it was miscommunication, but the ball thrown out of bounds and just on to the next down.
You know, you got to be careful when you're running the draw play because you're hoping those defensive ends get way up the field, thinking it's pass. It didn't happen that time, and the defense was able to get a negative play.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that one's going to be knocked down incomplete, and we have knocked out the first quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and TCU has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Near midfield, they don't think they can gain enough on a punt. They'll lead the offense out. 4th and long from the 46. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds his man. It's small. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? They're going to open this drive with a pass. Punts it out of the air. Dragged down at the 43, but it's a pickup of 10 on that one. Now on 1st down from the 43. From the gun, the ground game.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Back to throw, it's Patterson. Pocket breaking down. A shot toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
He'll try to do it himself. He'll step out of bounds. He's at the 33-yard line.
That's the danger as a defense when you blitz this guy on 3rd down. If you don't get him to the ground right away or someone's out of a gap, his scrambling ability can hurt you, and that's exactly what happened. He saw open field, he took off, and he was able to go get the 1st down.
Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly. And the Cougars trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up? Here,
always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And it looks as if this one's going to carry into the end zone for a touchback. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. So now it's 2nd and long. Making side adjustments here. Looking to pass. It's Russell. This time he's got his man. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down mark. The Horned Frogs come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to bully their way for the 1st. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Been really impressed watching this offense this year and how good they are on 3rd down. The reason they're so efficient, they don't have penalties, they keep these 3rd downs manageable, and they've got a special talent at running back that can find his way to the sticks.
Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Horned Frogs are on the move. To the air on 1st down. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. At the 35, he's loose. All the way down to the
Man-to-man coverage is a great opportunity for scrambling quarterbacks to take off and run because everybody on defense who's covering has their backs turned to the quarterback, obviously, because they're chasing an intended receiver or target. So good job that time by the quarterback knowing I've got man coverage. If it's not open, I can take off and go make something positive happen.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Grab near the sticks. It's Ezukama. Touchdown, TCU! A great catch and run for 6.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
From their own 23, it'll be 1st and 10. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. To the air, it's Patterson. Makes the catch. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. About to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Shoots it to the left. Good route on the comeback, and he makes the catch.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the 1st.
Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
Well, you haven't seen a ton of incompletions in this game, and that's good news for this QB. Obviously, he struggled his last game out. Part of that was the defense. Part of that was him not playing as well as he wanted to. But in this game, he really has been, for the most part, locked in, and that is a good sign for this offense.
They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. And he just threw that one away. Safe move, didn't see anything, lived to play another play.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's going for it all. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He'll try to take it back. Stopped at the 46-yard line and just making a play and turning in the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
First snap of this drive will come from the... Dropping back, it's Russell. Here comes the heat. He's got it inside the 30. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. You get that turnover and you try to punch them hard immediately on the first play, and they come up with a big gain.
And when the defense is running on the field, you are thinking sudden change, sudden change. When they create a turnover, a lot of times offenses want to be aggressive. They were, and they get rewarded.
Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. The Horned Frogs are threatening in the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Fires to the wideout. Working on the right. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their touchdown, Horned Frogs! And they take it in for 6 more points. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, while we have a Let's peek in on what's going on in a big one in the American. Rice fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. Thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough and could just find a way. It's a close one right now. They're trailing by 1 to North Texas.
First play of the drive, wants to throw.
We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Clock's still running, almost certainly the last play of the half. Back to pass, it's Patterson. Makes the catch. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. You've had yourselves a superb broadcast so far in Fort Worth.
And the Horned Frogs will line up to kick off and start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. This offense has it with really good field position. He wants to change this route. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Fires left. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, TCU! This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
And the extra point sails through, and they have a 35-7 lead. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jump some.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
The Cougars now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. The pull and throw off the RPO. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
And you thought maybe in the second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
Punt is on its way. Here's the return. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice. In the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Creates a little room. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
And a great job by the offensive line. If you're going to run the ball right at the middle, you better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
The offense sets up shop at the 46 on first down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking for a man. It's Russell. Unleashes it. Round the spot of the defense. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. Just when they thought they had the big play, the penalty wipes it out. On first down, here comes this offense. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking to throw. With the catch, it's small. And he'll be brought down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. To the ground with the back. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. The Horned Frogs come to the line on third and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Might be changing the route. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. He took a hit as he threw it. And deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming. They'll immediately... out.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
With the catch, it's Ezukama. There he goes down the right side. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Horned Frogs.
And man, that play looked a little bit too easy. Fourth down, big situation. You got to get up on these receivers and make it difficult. He gets the football right away, gets all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. He'll bring it out. And the returner is stopped. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They didn't get much done the last time they had it and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Unloads to the right out. Soft spot in the middle. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Looking downfield, it's Patterson. Got his man quickly. And he's brought down after a nice gain. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
And they pick up just a few on that completion. Here comes the offense on second down. Wants to keep it in the air. Got his man in the middle. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. BYU with the 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. He finds a dead spot in the middle. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
Quickly to the tight end. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? Rides the back on the option to give. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Don't always have to get rid of it quickly if you have that type of protection and enough time for a receiver to run that slow developing route.
No doubt. He comes across the field.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, BYU. Getting set for the point after. And it's perfect. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd.
BYU 14.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. They'll go back to work with a sizable margin still up there on the scoreboard. To the air, it's Russell. The throw to the outside is complete. Got a little space. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack. Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. We've reached the break, and TCU is holding the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. So first down, we'll open up the final period. Motion from the wideout. Wants to throw on first down. Scrambling away. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And they will score. Touchdown, TCU! The lead gets bigger here in the fourth quarter, and their run continues, about to go 8-0.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. When you look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. Looking for a man. It's Patterson. Under fire. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And the sack, and this offense has just struggled. They haven't done anything right, and they got a full quarter to go. Like, they got to find something in this next quarter to hang their hat on, something to leave with some positive vibes.
Gets the back moving. Going to sling it on second down. Firing deep. Finds a spot in the middle. Running wide open down the gut of the field. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Cougar! This game is almost certainly decided already, but the good news is for the next game, guys still flying around, still playing hard, not really hanging their heads.
Long season. This is early in the season. Still got plenty of time. Still find out which plays you like, which you don't, and keep running them, keep getting better at them. So use this as practice.
BYU 21.
On the run from inside his own 5. He's able to work his way across the 25 to the 26 before going out of bounds. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. Wants to adjust the pattern. They'll start this drive going to the air. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wants to go up top. Caught close to the marker. It's small. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
An outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me
he'll take the deep shot. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
From the gun, to give, looking for room. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. And the Horned Frogs have their offense in high gear. To the air, it's Russell. Throws to the tight end. Makes the grab. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28. The Horned Frogs have it with a 1st and 10. They'll move the wide receiver. Looking downfield on first down. Looking for the end zone. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the 4th, and now they can smell 8 straight wins. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the American. Rice fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. Thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough and could just find a way. It's still a one-score game. They're trailing by 8 to North Texas. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Makes the grab. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
It's so nice as a quarterback when you've got a guy like that working for you in the slot. He has such a good feel to find the open spaces in the defense. Just makes life so much easier for his quarterback.
He's going to throw deep right side. Pulls it in down the sideline. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. Get a big play like that last one, you flip the field, you change the momentum. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 38. Throws to the wideout. Tosses it incomplete.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the fourth.
They're looking at a 3rd down and short from the 33. Motion from the wide receiver. Back to throw, it's Patterson. Unloads to the right. Finds his man open. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. The Cougars started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. But they still do count it for 6. The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
There's always positives, and coaches are always looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more of it in the future? Finding some things here late that they did well.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Might be calling a hot route. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now, but we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Right down the middle. That's caught. It's Ezukama. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Makes the grab almost to the 1st down marker, but a good pickup on that one.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
He's got 1st down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
Awesome job. Run the football, right? It's really basic. Go to those plays you know can get you 1st downs, get you some extra set of downs, then you can go make big plays.
Scanning the field, it's Russell. Fires to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball, terrific catch, and they'll have the 1st down. And the Horned Frogs come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, running back gets the give. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here at the end of the game.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. He's running free down the middle. The 20, the 10, and he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
And the extra point splits the uprights. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd.
BYU 35.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. TCU has it back in the Horned Frogs go on offense. What a feeling this has to be, David, in complete control and headed toward victory formation.
Yeah, no stress, under a couple minutes left in the ball game. Well in hand. These are the ones, Jesse, you like to...
Oh, he's got some space. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam. The defense finally got it. That kind of play will put a jolt into a drive. It's 1st and 10 from just inside the 40. Quarterback may change this route. To the air, it's Russell. Unloads to the wideout. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. He'll go down, and a bit of an unusual way to bring this game to a close. Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.